sculpt of a human with the right human proportions and know, okay, this is a design that works physically, but it's going to weigh 200 pounds.
Once the designs and the maquettes have been made, we then have to work out how we're going to actually make the characters. We'd start building on both the suit, i.e. the neck down, and we'd start sculpting the head.
The heads were where all of the electronics were going to be.
And then there's really like a football helmet inside there that the actor will wear that holds all that, and all that's coming off of the head.
You can see the different eye mechanisms. These are eyelids. This particular character, performer inside, was able to see out of the mouth. That's where the eyes, his eyes were inside there. It also has a headphone so that they can listen to the puppeteer that's operating the face. And there's a microphone as well so that he can communicate. It's just kind of like wearing a football helmet with a face on it.
In the case of the head, that's molded, and then we cast out a foam latex rubber skin. The end result is this lovely, flexible, light foam skin that acts very much like real skin.
It's like a dream. Somebody pinch me. Don't.
I love you.
What they do in the mechanics shop is basically come up with all the animatronics.
Hi, I'm John Criswell, and I make dinosaurs.
They'll even engineer their own devices to achieve the correct effect. The eyes moving, the eyes blinking, the eyebrows moving up and down were often achieved with a couple of different levers that would move up and down. The mechanics, they really do a tremendous job. I mean, it's an engineering feat when you take the skin off and you realize what's going on underneath there. Whoa.
That's genius.
The animatronics, like dinosaurs, there's two puppeteers, one inside, one outside, both equally performing the character, and there's a wild mind meld that happens between them.
It's magic, really.
Yeah, it's mostly smoke and mirrors. It's all fake.
If you leave this house, I will never talk to you again.
Throw in the rest of the family, then you got yourself a deal.
It all has to do with letting the audience know what the character is thinking and feeling at any given time. So for Bill, it's through gesture. For me, it's through voice, pacing, and eye focus. The character became the lead after a while. The performers all knew how to feed that character. The coordination between us wasn't so much of an issue anymore because there was this third thing we were all relating to, essentially. Does that make sense?
Yeah. To me, and probably not to them.
Then they have to be physically adept enough and have, real hand-eye coordination, because these control systems are like playing a piano. They're very tough controls to work. So they have to get so good technically at that they don't really have to think about what their hands are doing.
Yes! This is great!
I get my hand in here, turn the power on, and you can see how I have control over all of these movements on her face. She can blink, and you can see I'm using my left hand here, just my finger, to make her blink like that. And I can move her eyeballs around with my thumb. And when she talked, I would use this thing over here called a Waldo. And so as I talked, I would move this around to make the proper lip shapes for the vowels she was saying. Oh, Earl. I was always keenly aware that I had the cushy job, that I didn't have to get into the suits.
I think the hardest thing, though, was probably figuring out how to walk across the room when you can't really see. You got to figure out how many, in a sense, steps or what the feel, where you're going to grab or if you're going to lean on something. You just kind of had to remember where things were in your mind. There was communication between myself and the puppeteer, but while you're shooting, you can't really tell someone to move left or right. It was usually for me to remember where everything was, if I needed to pick something up or if I needed to sit somewhere. The only time I could really see was when the mouth was open. If you watch some of the episodes and Earl is crossing the room, he tends to kind of sigh a lot. And that was just so I could see for the next 10 feet, where I was going to go. And sometimes I'd have to, back through to sit down and sit. So that maneuvering stuff was always really tricky.
You ever fall asleep inside the suit?
Always. Even when we were shooting.
Oh, baby toy, baby toy. Oh, I like this. Oh, again.
I think the thing that helped get us through was that none of the creators except Brian, probably, who had done this many times before, quite realized what we were getting into.
It was almost an impossible shoot to anticipate how the day's shoot would go.
All of a sudden, there were hammers and nails and stages being built.
You had smoke everywhere, and you had these gigantic, lumbering beasts, 6, 7, 8 feet tall.
We were constantly being barraged by variables.
Bob and I had to go, oh yeah, we understand completely what's going on here, and we'd go back to the writer's room and go, what the heck is happening here?
Oh, I'm so confused.
But I think it's one of the magic things about film, particularly when every shot is an illusion. And with Dinosaurs, every shot's an illusion. It only works from where the camera is, and that's the only place that shot works, is where that camera is placed. And it's making the illusion work from that point of view.
Because we were doing something that nobody, I think, had ever done, everybody really wanted to work hard, and when we worked hard, it was fun.
And it was really one of those peak career experiences that you don't get too often, if at all.
Camera. Oh, yeah. We didn't know there was a camera.
Now I'm nervous.
That's all right. It's just, I don't think it's on.
Oh, okay.